Welcome back to the junk room. What are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to look at some vintage toy store ads. These are ads that will appear in the paper or maybe the Sunday paper when they come with a sales ad. We're going to look at 20 of them and kind of just see what's out there. Some of them will be Star Wars related. Some of them might not be action figure related. Some might be. Most of these are from the 80s, but I threw in some 70s and even some 90s ones for us to take a look at. Now, before we get started with that, Patreon, that Junkman buy a shirt like this one right here. You know all that. Now let's get to it. I'm going to have to look over here and pull this up. So let's start with this first one. I'm going to go back to the 70s and look at these. Join the Dinky Starfleet. Never heard it called the Dinky Starfleet. Apparently these are models, I believe. Dinky toys today. You got an Enterprise. Look at that. You got the ship from Space 1999. Who remembers Space 1999? My brother had a toy of that. Not really much I can add here, but thought it would be fun to throw up. Let's go look at Toys R Us. I was amazed because this is from the 70s. I didn't even know there was a Toys R Us in the 70s. I didn't even have a Toys R Us until the 80s. By the time I was getting out of buying toys or taking a break from buying toys, we got a Toys R Us. Can you believe my luck? Here we go, Toys R Us. Let's take a closer look at it. Spock, out of this world selection. Odd looking Spock. Can't really put my finger on why. Let's see, it looks like a phaser gun. Now I had this Miko playset right here, and I love this thing. This thing was awesome. Well, I didn't have it. My brother had it, and I kind of just played with it when I got older. But I love this thing. You spin a little top and hit the button to make them disappear. I loved it. Oh, staying with the 70s. This is one of the most iconic toys of the 70s. When you think 70s, you think of this, the Evel Knievel stunt cycle. Not only do you have a stunt cycle, you have the bus and car and a lot more. If you ask me, that doesn't really look that much like Evel Knievel, but maybe it does to you. It says here you can make it jump over canyons or even a stack of encyclopedias. I don't know about you, but my back would have never rode over encyclopedias. Now, there's one place I did love to look for toys when I was growing up, and I think some of you probably shopped there also. We're talking Kmart. Now, I'm talking real Kmart, back when they had a blue light special. Back when you could buy an icy while you looked at Star Wars figures. Back when you could walk around the store and smoke a cigarette or drink a bottle of Jack Daniels and no one would care. Well, maybe if you were a kid you couldn't drink the Jack Daniels, but you could smoke. And I'm talking about the good Kmart. Kmart, not Super K. Not those Kmarts with little Caesars inside. We're talking original Kmart. Here's an ad. Not really much here. I do dig on the Kmart truck. That would have been kind of cool to have. Loaded up with blue light specials, it's the Kmart truck. Wait a minute, now that I look closer, does it say Kmart? Like it says K-Liner. What the hell is a K-Liner? Oh, on the other page, you got an ugly clown beanie bag for $2.33. Yuck. And the best of all, some Miko superheroes. Superman, Batman, Hulk, Spider-Man. Only for $3.38. Now, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you might be surprised at this, but I love the vintage Star Wars stuff. Shocking, I know. Well, let's take a look at some vintage ads. And here's one not from Kenner, from Pal Toy. And there they are, the toys of the film. Now you can capture the thrill and excitement of Star Wars for yourself. Pal Toy's new figures are set for the action, dressed in realistic Star Wars costumes. But why are they shaking? It makes you think these toys vibrated or something. What's the deal with the shaking outline? I can't figure that out either. Let's see what's next. Ooh, here's a, God, that's small. I didn't realize this picture was so small. But growing up, you usually had Toys R Us or KB. But there's another toy store a lot of you probably shopped at. Although I don't recall ever going to one. I did hear of it. Circus World. It was almost like KB, just called Circus World. Let's take a look at their ad. A super toy store and a whole lot more. What is that, in television for $248? And it looks like Tron down the bottom, but I can't tell in this photo if that's a movie. It looks like a DVD, but of course it's not. And it says it's $64. I'm guessing maybe it's a Tron game. And look at that creepy mascot in the corner. That is some creepy stuff. Now this next one, I'm not really sure who the ad's from. Didn't see a name on it, but it's mostly about board games. Let's take a look at it and see what we can find. On this one here, we got some Milton and Bradley toys. I mean, most of them just the generic toys that everyone knows still today. Candyland, Chutes and Ladders, Operation. See what else we got on here. We got a My Buddy doll. Oh, look at that. My Buddy. And what? Me and My Buddy Soldier Adventure set? They made a Me and My Buddy Adventure Soldier set? Now, I've never even heard of such a thing, and that's kind of creepy. Baby glowworm. Every kid had a glowworm. Now we were talking about Circus World, how it's like KB. So let's take a look at a KB ad. I think many of you will enjoy this page. Look at all this. Let's say it's your birthday and your mom took you to KB and said you could pick out just one item off this page. What would you pick? Let's say you got a Transformer for $4.99. You got some Kenner Megaforce sets. That'd be fun. And then the Kenner's Ultra Police RoboCop. It comes with a removable helmet. And you can put snap caps in his back. You got the Micro Machine set, Super City Toy Box. That looks fun. You also have the Micro Machines, diecast cars, vroom, vroom, vroom. Let's play with them. Or how about for $10, the Micro Superjet? That looks fun. And then you have the Flying Fighters for only $20. And probably a lot of people here would love to have Ghostbusters Heroes and Ghost action figures for only $5.99 each. And if you're into sports, you can get a set of 1989 baseball cards. Now, this next thing is just one thing on the ad, but I've never seen it. Didn't know about it as a kid. Didn't know about it until maybe about 38 minutes ago. But it makes me want it. I wish I had it as a kid. I wish I had it now. And if you're a fan of the Back to the Future, I think you'll enjoy it also. Take a look at this. Back to the Future 2 battery-powered car for only $159.99. First, I would take off those crappy stickers that say Back to the Future, because they didn't have that in the movie. I never seen this DeLorean that you could ride in. Man, it looks awesome. But if you couldn't afford the $160 ride-on, you could get an RC Back to the Future car for $49.99. That wouldn't be bad either. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. There's so many things. Look what my dad taught me to play with. Let's take a look at an ad from Toys R Us. There's that racetrack I always wanted as a kid. I talked about this in another video. It was a racetrack that went up on the side of the wall. It always looked so cool. I had a friend that had it, but we could never really get the cars to go up it. What else is on this page? I don't really see nothing that interesting. I mean, unless you're really into Colorform Choo Choo, a Jack-in-the-Box, a Bluebird kitchen set, and some RC cars. Okay, that page was pretty boring. Sorry about that. So let's make it up and show you a very cool page. Check out these toys from Mattel's Masters of the Universe collection. Now there's the playset for Eternia. I didn't know about this thing as a kid. I think by the time it was released, I was out of He-Man. Man, it looks awesome and fun. And it's only $83.97. And I think on eBay today, you can get it for about $65 billion. There's some more of the figures down here. And there's some pictures of the figures kind of later in the release. I'm not as familiar with these. They also have some VCR games from the Honeymooners. If you can't afford the Eternal playset, you can get the Masters of the Universe Eternia game for $12.99. We haven't seen Star Wars enough. Let's talk Star Wars. Here's an ad for the Christmas of 1983 where some Star Wars Return of the Jedi toys. You got Squidhead, Ree, Bib Fortuna, Jedi Luke Skywalker, and an Ewok. Who's that, Logray? Look at that little cartoon in the top corner. There's a little kid playing with a Logray in the snow. He also had Jabba the Hutt with Salacious B. Crumb and his hookah pipe. And one thing not Star Wars related, but just as fun, a sit and spin. Who didn't want a sit and spin? And you could have got all these toys and more at Kmart. Let's check out some electronics from KB. Oh, an Easter sale. Not only could you get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys for $4.99, you could get a Nerf bow and arrow for $20. And best of all, you could get a Nintendo Game Boy for $69.99. $69. They even have some of the hottest games for Game Boy. Terminator 2, Super Mario Land, Metroid, and more. I love the Game Boy, didn't you? But I mostly just played Tetris. I had Pipe Dreams and Mario Land and some other games, but I mostly just played Tetris. And this is a good Game Boy, not a fancy Game Boy like today. I guess they don't even call them Game Boys anymore. Remember the original Game Boy where everything was black and green on the screen? And if you wanted to play head-to-head with somebody, you didn't have a Wi-Fi. You had to hook a big cord from Game Boy to Game Boy. Yeah, you had to be in the same room with somebody. Whew, let's see what's next. Where are we going? There's a bunch of stuff right here. Got a Kenner Beetlejuice action figure for only $1.99. That's a special value. Let's see what else you got. I don't really see anything that interesting on this page. You do have a monster truck for only $9.99, and some little monster trucks or mini monster trucks for $4.99. You got a couple of cheap RC cars, and you know if it's a cheap RC car, it ain't worth shit. Don't worry, we're not done with KB just yet. There's some more Ninja Turtle figures, and this time for $3.99. And the Trash Bag Bunch action figures. I don't know about you, but I've never heard of the Trash Bag Bunch action figures. Never. This is the first time I've ever seen the name Trash Bag Bunch. And for a little bit more money, you could get Kenner Starting Lineup for $7.99. You could never find a figure in the Starting Lineup collection that was the one you were hoping to find. You got some batting gloves in case you want to swing a bat. And a hot tea ball set for only $17.99. No, we're not done with KB yet. There's some more kind of baby stuff. You got the Busy Beads. My little niece had that for $20. You got some kind of alphabet roadway. That looks boring. You got a newborn My Little Pony. Yuck. Do have some little plastic dinosaurs for $4.99. And a nursery monitor that if you're lucky, you can hear some aliens clicking at each other if you stand on the roof of your station wagon. And a large dinosaur. Looks like that T-Rex is having his way with that Tyrannosaur or something. I don't know what it's called. KB, Toys R Us, Kmart. Let's go to Target. Not really much here to talk about. You could get this pocket calculator with your American Express card for $11.99. Or this very cool AM/FM radio headset for $10. But the big thing here, Super Nintendo. Look at that. You always win with Nintendo. For $200, you could get a Super Nintendo. Now, I grew up on that. Now, I started with Atari, but I fell in love with Nintendo, and then it was Super Nintendo. Whew. Super Star Wars. That's all I gotta say. Super Star Wars, right? Let's see what else KB has. You got some $10 cheap walkie-talkie that you know wouldn't work worth the crap. You got an $18 tape player radio that you could blare your Duran Duran music from, but I bet it would sound like it came from a broken speaker. For $7, you could get the Army gear. I'm not really sure what this is, but it looks kind of fun. For $5, you get a Mickey Mouse, a Yahtzee. Yuck. For $8, you could get this dominoes game, where you set up all these little pieces of dominoes, hope they don't fall over, and then, after hours and hours you get them all set up, you knock them all down to watch them fall. And I know about that domino thing, Domino Rally, because I had it. It was boring by yourself. I saw the commercial, excited, couldn't wait to get it, but it wasn't fun at all setting up. Let's look at this Christmas ad from KB. You have the Game Boy pack for $89.99, new. And one of my personal favorites, the Nintendo set. This one comes with a laser gun. I wasn't a spoiled kid, so I didn't get the laser gun. You can get a little Miss Makeup for $12. Looks like something the gamer kid would play with. And for $3.49, you can get more Ninja Turtles. Okay, I would love to say I saved the best for last, but I didn't. I just kind of threw these randomly up here. We're going to look at an ad from Star Wars, but it's not action figures. Something better. Blaster Bubbles. That's right, Star Wars Bath Bubbles. Bath Bubbles? I always called it a bubble bath. But you could get one shaped like Darth Vader or R2-D2. According to the information on this sheet, when they're empty, they make a fabulous decoration that will envy any Star Wars fan. And you could choose between Darth Vader, the Dark Lord of the Sith, and R2-D2, the faithful little droid. According to this, I could make Star Wars fans jealous if I had this as a kid. Here I was at school trying to brag about my action figure collection when all this time I just had to tell them I had a bubble bath shaped like R2-D2 or Darth Vader. Too bad I didn't know that back then. Anyway, that's a look at some vintage toy ads from the 70s, 80s, and I guess 90s. I can find more of these, so if you like, let me know in the comments below. I was just looking at these myself, and I thought, hey, it might be fun to talk about. So let me know in the comments below if you like this. Thumb up so I know you like it if you don't want to leave a comment. And as always, please subscribe to the channel. We'll be back very soon to talk again.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.